Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast and stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. Excuse me.
Leave that in.
I just had to burp. I'm sorry. It's the Aftercast. See, that's the thing, man. I'm like, I would have edited that out just to be a good guy. But Betty's like, no, we want it all.
Everyone burps
and all. Yeah. It's just not professional.
Now, if you tooted, gotta cut those out.
No, absolutely. So everybody's back from the weekend. And sometimes on Mondays, we'll recap, what we said on Friday. Did everybody accomplish what they were going to accomplish?
Yes, I went and met up with my friends.
You also said you were going to sleep for 14 hours.
I slept
straight?
Right. I didn't do as well as I thought I would. I think I clocked in at 9:30, 10.
Golly.
I think I should win husband of the year for last night.
Oh, for sleeping. You said you slept on the couch?
Yeah, I slept on the couch last night. My wife was snoring so loudly. I mean, it was I can't even describe how bad it was. It was so bad. But the reason is because she didn't sleep the night before. So she had been up most of the night before, couldn't sleep, and she was exhausted kind of all day. So she's snoring, and normally you kind of nudge them and they roll over and stop snoring. But then she has trouble going back to sleep. So I look at my clock to see what time it is. It's 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, no.
So we've just been in bed for just a little
5
bit,
hours.
and she's already out, And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let her sleep. And so I got up and went and slept on the couch. And boy, she was still going when I woke up. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Could you? Is your couch more comfortable than do you guys have a guest bedroom, Haley's old bedroom?
Oh,
is there not another bed you could have?
We do. Yeah, I actually could have done that. I guess I'm used to the couch.
Amen, man.
No, the couch. I like the couch, and I didn't want to mess up the sheets or have to make a bed. I'm super lazy. So the next day I didn't want to undo that. So the couch was easy because my wife makes quilts, so there's quilts everywhere in the house, and so I just laid down and slept on the couch.
Hey, whatever works.
And then when I got up, she stirred for a minute, and then she was still out. When I left, normally I tell her goodbye, and then she was like, "You didn't tell me goodbye." I'm like, "Cause you were asleep." So I let you sleep.
Yeah.
And so she was out.
I did something similar Friday into Saturday where Haley didn't. She slept 2 or 3 hours from Thursday into Friday. I'm like, okay, well, we'll go to bed, and we had plans at 11 o'clock on Saturday. And Haley slept till about 10:50 that day.
Wow.
So I was texting our friends. I'm like, can we push back the thing? Because I'm not risking going in to wake her up. She needs this rest. Are you guys good? And they were. So
nice.
I get just letting them rest when they need it.
I didn't get to do my coffee Dunkin' run, my
That's
ritual.
sad.
Yeah, I was sad. I got up early and then was working in the morning before church because I kind of do that sometimes. And then I was like, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, man, I didn't do that. But, boy, I knocked out stuff this weekend. I mean, literally.
And I know that's, for you, a good weekend.
We got home. We finished our compassion event, which, by the way, it was huge. We ended up at over 1,200 kids being sponsored. It was amazing. So thankful for that. And so it made going into the weekend nice. But I got home, and my garage door finally gave up the ghost. The opener, it had been fritzing, and I'd fixed it once, and it lasted another couple years. Then finally, I'm like, I'm done with this, because it would let the door go halfway down and then just stop. And so I had tried everything. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get another garage door opener. So that was in addition to I was already starting a project of replacing the cartridge on the shower, because if your shower leaks, it can sometimes be the head, but usually it's the cartridge that's back in the faucet. You have to dismantle the whole thing, turn off your water to the house, all that stuff. So I was going through all that. I was really happy. I'm like, oh, I'm knocking this out. This feels good. Then my garage door opener goes on the fritz as I was going to get another part for the thing. So in that space of that afternoon of coming home, I replaced an entire garage door opener and fixed my shower all before dinner time. I was like, man, that's a good day. How am I going to top this? Oh, I don't know. How about we're going to drive to Paducah on Saturday, get roof tiles because they just came in unexpectedly, and then finish my thing over my grill, which I came home. I got home at 5 o'clock, and by 7, I had roofed the entire thing and was done. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand about. And I know we've talked about this before,
Right.
is that you want to stay busy.
Yeah.
But you always hurry through every situation.
But he does.
It's
find
like
something.
I want to be busy, but I don't want to be busy with the same thing for too long.
But then Sunday, I had to take the grill out and I replaced a piece of the grill too. So I did that. Like it was such a banner day.
But now what
And
are
I
you
did it
going to
all
do
before
next
the
weekend?
I don't know. I'm not sure. And then I had wanted to go out and do something fun this weekend though, that I didn't have time. So that was the one bad thing. Like I did all these things that are fun for me, but I wanted to do something else really fun, and then I didn't have time.
Well,
So
next
that was
weekend you're going out of town to
I am.
Utah, so you're going to go do like purely fun stuff.
Yeah,
There
that's
shouldn't
it.
be projects for you to waste your
No.
time on. Not
We're
waste
going to
your
see
time.
our friends Greg and Molly, and they've planned.
Gregor Bear.
They've planned so many things.
Yeah, how long has it been since
They left in January, like February. They left in February.
it's been so long?
Yeah, but like we're gonna do like side by side those razors out in the desert like thing there, and so that'll be cool. We're going mountain biking. He wanted to go downhill mountain biking. I haven't been mountain biking lately, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just do the other regular mountain biking trails and not the down the hill, because I'm thinking I will die because I almost got hurt last time and I was on my own bike and I was
Weren't you
riding
going to
a
go
lot.
with Josh Wilson at one point?
Yeah, he just has been very difficult to get a hold of.
Flaky
He is-
people.
Yeah, he's got a schedule, I guess. Unlike me, I have no schedule. So yeah, I'll hit him up and stuff. But then we're going to this underground like springs thing in Utah, which I had no idea.
That sounds cool.
Which is kind of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, let's go with yours, Lady Rock.
Oh, we're going with mine?
Yeah, I just feel like going with yours.
Okay. Well, let me pull it up because I was not.
Did not see that coming,
No.
did you?
Threw it all out
Okay.
of order.
Yeah, and I'm not going to cut
we
this
go.
out either. Not going to cut out
Okay.
your.
Okay, so let me just start.
Okay, why don't you just start?
Burp.
You know what, let's do mine. No.
Oh my word. So dating can be a tough part of life, and we need all the help we can get to navigate it. So that's why one TikTok dating coach put out a few videos giving her advice, and it's getting some notice. This first part is about how to get over someone who's broken up with you. Now, I know that you've had experience, Wally.
Oh, I've had a couple bad ones.
Yeah, and so I want to see if you agree with what this coach, her advice is.
Okay.
Make them a real person. You have idealized them, put them on a pedestal, and now have told your nervous system that you are only safe if you have them in your life. And so now that they're pulling away, your nervous system is going crazy and you are making them into the perfect person. Start to ask yourself, how do I feel when I'm with them? And be very honest with yourself. Do you feel seen, heard, and understood? Do they listen to you? Do they remember things that you said? Do they have conversations of depth? If your answer is no, then there you go. Make them real. And if your answer is yes, and even if you still really like them, remember, if they don't want to be with you, then they are not your person. You cannot convince or try to change anybody's mind about that. So the quicker you accept it and get back out there, the quicker you can actually meet somebody that is picking up what you're putting down.
She gets paid to say that?
Yeah, like it's so funny because the first part I was on with the first couple words, make them, and I'm like, make them pay. Was my first instinct, and then she's like, make them different and like
Make them a normal person.
Yeah, you
and
idealize
but I think there's a
them.
lot of truth to that. Like, I mean, I know from the girl side of things,
Sure.
like you believe that if they don't accept you, if they don't like you, then your life is over with.
Right.
But you have put them on this pedestal that they don't belong on, because the truth is even if they wanted to marry you, you're going to find out sooner rather than later that they're not perfect.
So that landed with you. Okay. It's a little bit different from the guy standpoint. Like, I was more hurt by it, but it wasn't like because I idolized them or idealized them and I wanted to be with them and they were this amazing person. Like, when I got broken up, I was like, well, that girl stinks.
Yeah.
Like, and it hurt, but like it was
You
like,
didn't care for him anymore.
no,
like you weren't
no.
like
You
you didn't blame yourself for the breakup. You didn't
No.
ask, what did I do wrong?
No, I know it wasn't my fault. No,
Really?
the harder ones are the ones like where you really like somebody and you can never get them on that same page.
Yeah.
Like those,
That
that's
hurts.
the bad
That
one. Like,
hurts.
when you pine after some girl for a while. Oh my gosh, there was this one girl in high school. I dug this girl, and like I was so nice to her, and I would even bring her flowers and stuff like. And I
In
was
high school,
I
too.
was locked in the
Nice.
friend zone. Locked in the friend
Did people
zone.
make fun of you
hard.
for that?
You know what? I didn't care. I was still trying. I was swinging. She
So
was a
she
year
knew.
older than me me too.
Oh, so
And
she knew you liked her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of obvious, but like, but she was so kind to me, you know,
Oh.
like, yeah. And then
Sometimes they can be like really like mean about it.
Yeah,
and
no, she was really nice.
like
snakes. She was great. But then, you know, dadgummit, if she didn't end up dating a guy that did what I did for a living and drove the same car as me, and you're like, ouch,
Oh,
that
so
just
close.
hurt. Yeah, so close, exactly. That's where I learned, oh, it is me.
bummer.
Yeah, that was a brutal one.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So so now let's say that the person you're talking to didn't even have the decency to break up with you, but instead decided to ghost you.
That's
well,
nice.
That's mean. Did you say that's nice?
Yeah, it's so easy now.
it's easy, but it's wrong.
You just ghost them. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Well,
these days.
if you've been ghosted, here's the dating coach's advice.
By chasing somebody that is showing you that they don't want to be with you, you are self-abandoning your wants, needs, and desires to get somebody else to validate you. And instead of trying to get somebody else to give you the love that you are so desperately craving for, start to give that to yourself. That way you can learn to trust yourself, rebuild your self-worth, save yourself from whatever you are trying to get somebody else to save you from.
She's so serious.
That's a lot. That was heavy.
It's a lot. These days, it's like a lot of advice, and I feel like a lot of what we're trying to focus on is very self-oriented, where like you're trying to, you know, make yourself the center of your world, where like she's saying, like, you want to try and get yourself from that, putting them at the center and getting them over here. But it's hard because that's what love is putting someone at the center of your world.
It is. That's what love
if you've been
is.
ghosted-
But if you've been ghosted,
Yeah.
obviously they're not in it to win it.
True.
So you don't need to lower yourself or your standards to get someone that's not really
Okay.
crazy about you.
No, I do agree with that, but it feels like it feels like we're reading way too much into it. Like, let me show you.
By chasing somebody that is showing you that they don't want to be with you, you are self-abandoning your wants, needs, and desires to get somebody else to validate you.
Yeah, like, yeah, you're chasing somebody to get your wants, needs, and desires and validation. Whatever, just dating somebody. Like,
Yeah, it's just like, I like
I remember
you.
back in the day, it was like, yeah, I like you. Do you like me? We go out. I like you. Oh, you don't like me. You want to date my friend? That hurts. Okay, I'll date somebody else. True story.
Not friends anymore.
You know, like I've had those things too. Because like my friend, my friend was better looking than me in high school, and he probably still is. I know he is. There's no way he did not age gracefully. But it's like it just we've made it all this psychobabble, which is crazy to me.
I don't think psychobabble is the right term.
That was the
think-
clinical term.
Oh, okay. I think men and women go about dating differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, for men, it might not be as detrimental as it is for women.
Maybe.
With women, there are some out there that feel like they want to be a mom and they want, and you're told all your life, or boys are not, but girls are told, you know, the princesses, they get the prince and
Right.
they kiss the frog and they have the babies and all that stuff. And also, too, women have a ticking clock, whereas men don't really. And so I think women feel more pressure. And so when you put so much time into a guy and then he ghosts you or he
Right.
dumps you, it does feel more detrimental than it does to a guy. A guy,
Yeah.
I feel like you can move on quicker.
I think we do, and I mean, you see it too. Like when like a spouse passes away too. A lot of times you see guys. They say that guys move on if they were in a happy relationship, that they tend to find love quicker after that one passes away. But like my daughter, she had pined after this guy in college, and when it didn't go her way, like she was devastated. You know, and I was like, all right, well, he didn't like you. Okay, that's his loss. You're a great person, and you move on to the next. You know, but she lamented about the time she had wasted on him. Like, well, you can't get that back. You know, it's like, don't make that mistake again. You know,
I know, but then there's no help when you have like those songs by Taylor Swift, and now we have all the Swifties that are probably like looking for that one and only love.
Well,
you know,
that's the
and then
thing.
the Disney thing too. Like, there's so many movies out there, the classics. definitely,
Well,
it's all about the prince and the princess.
If you think about it too, like the whole Jerry Maguire, you complete me, you know, and so if you're looking for someone to complete you, then you got issues, you know, like it's like you look for that person that you just want to be around, that person that you want to share all your news with, your good and your bad. And like, that's the thing. It's not like you need this other half to you to make you whole.
And two, I don't know if there's a lot of young folks out there who have a good example of what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. You know?
I mean, that is true. I've taken that for granted because my parents had a really healthy relationship, and my wife and I have a healthy relationship. So my daughter has seen it on all sides, and of her grandparents on both sides has seen it, and then ours. And so she has the standards by which, you know, she is dating. Like this guy she's dating, Spencer, they seem to be in that same range of just, they're good friends. You know, they like each other, hanging out, and they can just be together and not, you know, like it's just they're just friends. Like I'm like I cannot stress to people how important that is. You know, that you like the person. Love's one thing, but like when you genuinely like them, because that's what carries you through all the other days
when you don't.
For the days that you don't. You know.
Well, so if you're having to get back out there and start seeing other people, what do you wear? Well, I'm not sure, but I did find this thing that points out the colors you should not wear and why. So if you're about to go on a date, don't
wear red.
Red did not make the list.
Okay.
Brown did.
Oh, yeah.
Brown, gray, bright colors, yellow, and too much black. Now, I'm going to let you guess as to why. Okay, too much black. Yeah, you're right. It'll make you look too goth
too depressing.
Or morbid. Yeah. Okay, why do you think you shouldn't wear brown?
It's just kind of boring and dowdy. It's like it's winter clothes, you know?
Okay. Well, it does come across as unadventurous, and it can make you appear too casual or relaxed.
What's it say about khaki? Is khaki in there?
No, it didn't.
You should never wear khaki.
What about gray? Why do you think you shouldn't wear gray?
I think that seems like dull. That doesn't have like an adventurous personality or
like
spirit
brown.
to it. It's just kind of dull.
I would agree with that, but they said it makes you appear unapproachable.
Oh, really?
Gray makes you want to just like stay in
So
the
no
background.
grout fits.
It's funny. Marty's favorite color is gray. I'm not making that up. She
doesn't want
gray.
people to approach her.
Yeah.
Bright colors. Why should you not wear bright colors?
Because you're trying too hard, and you're really not happy.
It's too much. You don't want to be too much.
Okay, that's right. It comes across too flashy or like you're trying too hard. And it can also be very distracting. And then finally, why should you not wear yellow?
Yellow doesn't work for many
it's hard.
people.
Yeah, their skin tone washes you
I
out.
made the wrong call one time when like Haley was looking at something. Like it was like a yellow piece of clothing, and I was like, I don't know. I think in my brain, I'm like, I think yellow is like a model color. I feel like models wear yellow.
Bad idea.
And then
so you should get more yellow. So that's when you needed to follow.
That's when that argument started.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
That was so bad.
Well, they say you shouldn't wear yellow because yellow is the color of friendship and caution.
So it's like a friend zone color.
Yeah, so you don't want to put that out on the first date.
We used to do that at high school. They gave out different color roses, and I wanted carnations. Yeah, and like I thought red was I love you. I think we just did red and white, and white was
red,
friend.
pink, white, and they all meant something.
Pink was I like you, and white was I think friends. Like and then
got a lot of white.
I
had a lot of red, but got a lot of white.
It's almost like you were there. I had bouquets of white flowers.
Oh,
yes.
bless.
Yeah.
I could see you being the type that would send yourself, like pay for and send yourself red flowers.
Oh, yeah. And then say they were from a girl at a different school.
A secret admirer.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, this is this girl at another school. She's way hotter than any of the girls here.
From my mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so here's my story. With the popularity of these weight loss drugs that people are talking about now, and it's basically for diabetes, but different companies like Weight Watchers endorsed now a thing of using Weight Watchers drugs and prescribing them to people that are on Weight Watchers. They'll have like telehealth doctors and stuff. Are you guys familiar with Noom?
Yes.
It's the one that it's supposed to make you rethink how you think about food.
Correctly. Yeah, correct. So it was a weight loss plan, but it was also changing your relationship to food and how you mentally process it. Well, they just announced that they're jumping onto the whole Ozempic thing too, and they're going to have a division of their weight loss program where you can talk to a telehealth specialist and get the weight loss drug. And you're like, that just undermines everything you've been saying for all these years.
That's true.
Everybody wants the quick fix. Everybody does. But Gavin is the only one doing it. Gavin is the only one living it today.
That's right.
We went,
I wish that
We
was
had
true.
Chick-fil-A for
Yeah, we
breakfast
did.
today,
Yeah.
and he even went and picked it up,
yeah.
but he didn't get anything
didn't
for
get
himself.
anything.
I'm
No.
not asking for praise, but thank
No.
you.
But yeah, that's not easy to do. It's easy to go, well, you know what, I'll just get a chicken minis and that's fine. But he didn't. He did eat part of Betty's.
But
she
that was
wouldn't have
okay
eaten it.
because
Right.
I did the I didn't diet.
I
Right.
just did the other part of her. I didn't.
Right.
You guys are both on the I didn't diet and you're killing it.
We should do this more often so
Yeah.
we get what we
yeah.
want
Get-
and then half
Split it.
Yeah.
and then split it.
Yeah, you guys
All right.
both look amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
So what you do is
you have
you
very
just
similar body structures.
That's an
So-
insult to her and a
Yeah.
kindness to me.
so I ate all of my breakfast sandwich except like maybe 2 bites.
Yeah.
And then Gavin
There's
took
one bite
that.
to me.
And I had a sweet tea, a large sweet tea, but I didn't drink it all. I
Was
only
it in
drank
the fridge?
Yep, I only
Yeah,
drank
for
half.
tomorrow.
Good
Yeah.
job.
See, the
Thank
I
you.
didn't diet. Go to Chewy's, get that
I
steak
feel great.
burrito thing. It's so good. Eat half of it while you're there. Take the other half home, and in essence, you just had one meal for the day.
It is interesting because I did that at Cracker Barrel yesterday,
Yeah.
where like there's a leftover bin in my
Oh, yeah.
fridge because I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm full. I don't need to finish this because usually I would
Yeah.
finish it, but I
Yeah.
didn't because I didn't diet.
I know people
Nice.
that, and this is the other pro tip inside of the I didn't diet is when you get your meal, like before you even get halfway through it, have them bring you a box. Like
So you can't see it.
Cut it in half. Go ahead and cut it in half and be eating
smart.
it. Have them bring the box. Put the other half in the box and set it on the other side of the table. Give it to someone who will stab you with a fork if you try to touch it.
I just want one more.
Yeah, and then that way you'll actually take it home, and you will find too, like. Yeah, you didn't need all that because our portions are so big.
We are as Americans. It's if you're eating a Whopper or a Big Mac, which no shame in doing that, but
Yeah.
like those things are built to be like half of what you should consume in a day.
Yeah.
half of what I should consume in a day. Like if you're a lot smaller and skinnier, your calories are going to be a lot smaller than just mine.
I did the I didn't diet yesterday. We went to McDonald's after church, and I had the chicken sandwich, so a healthier option.
McCrunchy?
Fried chicken, McChicken, yes, McCrunchy
With
chicken.
bread.
And mayonnaise, but
McCrispy.
none of the
Wow,
other
but
stuff.
that was the healthy
the
option.
healthy option. And
McDonald's
then
doesn't have healthy options.
my wife and I
salad?
shared fries, and she ate more than me. But the I didn't diet part was my friends that we were sitting with had a lot of fries, like way more than they hooked them up. And I had none of theirs. I wanted to keep eating theirs and like sneak fries off of their plate, but I did not. So I didn't
Good
diet.
for you.
Yeah, I mean it's tough being a hero. all
We
over.
are
Dieting's easy when
winning.
other people are bad at it.
Yeah, my wife and I told her today. I said, man, it's fun. I'll start tomorrow. But like I told her, I said, yeah, I just don't. I feel like heavier, and I don't like it, and so I need to start like watching what I eat more. But I need her to do it too, because it's so hard if you have two people and one person is doing it and the other isn't. Unless you're doing it to make a point and you're really going to try to guilt them, then it's so difficult. But if you try to be a human and not make them feel guilty, it's hard.
What'd she say? Like, is she on board?
No, she's nowhere close to on board. She was like, "No, you look great," and I'm like, "Oh, that's enabling." And then you can't say, it might be good for us both to do something. You can't say
Here's
that.
what you
can't
need
say
to
that.
do. You just need to gain so much weight that she has to say that you need to.
That's a great idea.
That's not the I didn't diet.
no.
That's the I overdid it
Oof.
diet.
Yeah, you can't do that because it comes off so hard.
Yeah. It's a hard lifestyle. You're right. Putting it on is a lot harder than taking it off because taking it off takes the actual effort and putting
Yeah.
it on is an insane lack of effort.
I think that's the problem I see with this Noom thing and with Weight Watchers and stuff.
Sure.
For years, you've been espousing how you
I don't
should diet and exercise. Like you've been saying, that's what does this. This is what you do. This is healthy. And now it's like, oh, here's a drug that helps you lose weight. Let's do that.
It's
Well, because they can make money.
yeah,
right. And
make money, and it does lean into
everybody wants that.
No, and if it's easy to make, it's going to be something that everyone's going to get into, and then you're going to look weird for exercising
Yeah.
and for doing it the hard way.
Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, honestly, because it's for people that are I want to say either it's more than 30 pounds, like 30% or whatever overweight. Like it's for people that are in a place where they have a lot of weight to lose because it's diabetics or not morbidly obese. Well, that counts that,
You're
but
in
it's
a
not
danger
quite that. Yeah,
zone for how heavy you are.
Yeah, I mean, and then I'm thinking, if they ever open that up for losing 10 pounds, would you do it? Would you take the injection or the pill?
But I've
lose
heard
it in
that
10
it makes
months?
you super nauseous.
Yeah, I think it's a side effect. Yeah.
So
What I'm curious about is that they say you can you take a shot or it's take a pill, but then how do it helps you lose weight, but does it help you lose weight? Like you take it while doing the exercise?
No,
Or what if
it works on your metabolism. It works
could I keep eating the same stuff that I'm eating while taking, if I had a diet of Big Macs
Right.
every day, could I take that pill, still eat a diet of Big Macs, but I would still somehow lose that 10 pounds?
It works on how your proteins and your sugars and stuff are absorbed into your body. So I think it would affect it. I think that if you, and I'm not an expert obviously, but I think if you just keep doing everything wrong, it's not going to help you as much. But if you curtail some of that, then you have better results.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm
But you're right. Yeah. If, the occasional, I just feel like dropping 10 pounds for this wedding I have coming up
I
here
know.
in 2 months. I might as well, take a pill to
Is that
to
why
help
you're
with
doing
that.
this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just doing it for me and
what you need to do is, here's the cheaper route. Find yourself one of the most sketchiest food trucks. Okay. Go there and order whatever you want.
Right.
And eat it.
Yeah.
And odds are you're going to get something.
Food poisoning. Yeah.
And then you're just going to puke it all up. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That
sounds very
That's got a
unhealthy.
different title that
Yeah,
some
that's very
kids deal with,
unhealthy.
and it's not good.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's bulimia.
That's true. But
Yeah.
it is cheaper than having to go and get a shot.
Yeah, but probably not the best idea.
Depends on how
Not great for your mental health.
not good for anything of your health.
Not good for anything, so.
Don't do what Betty just recommended. Just do the I didn't diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we tried it today and it worked great.
There you go.
I'm going to keep it up. I like it.
I think you should do it.
Because
yeah.
I get to eat what I want,
Yeah.
but I don't have to eat it all.
That's right.
Yeah, I've never believed in diets that cut out certain things. I
Right.
certainly believe that cutting out sugar and carbs
Sure.
helps you. Duh. But why cut out things that do make you happy? And I do think that in some ways we as Americans have a problem with making food our happy place.
Right.
But I'd rather work on my body than work on my mentality towards food.
Absolutely.
I want to keep the love of food and just help myself handle that food better
is
versus saying
weird.
I don't need the food.
Right. We celebrate with food, and sometimes it's weird too. The dumbest things. I got home from work early today. Hey, you want to go to lunch?
Exactly.
And it's and you're going to go and make bad choices when you go, and it's I think that's the mental part of it, that if you can get that under control, that's super smart.
Yeah.
Where, but again, it's that balance between you still want to enjoy it and you still want to have those moments, kind of like paying off credit cards and getting out of debt. It's so great and you really hunker down and do it. But even in doing that, you have to give yourself little bits of fun too, or else it doesn't land, And so this way, if you do that, you can be more balanced in the weight loss by giving yourself little bits of fun inside of it, kind of cheat days. I think cheat days are a good idea.
Yeah.
And they found that the cheat days actually do work, that even if you were really, because I found when I was doing it religiously, even when I had a cheat day, if I had good results, I didn't want to cheat as much. And so I would cheat less, And they said that, even on a cheat day, if you go nuts, if the other 80% of the time you're in the diet plan or whatever, you're fine. It doesn't hurt you. And so it helps keep your mentality where you're not missing things.
So what are you going to do if Marty's not on the bandwagon and you want to lose some weight? What
I
are you
don't
gonna do?
know. I don't know. I probably
How much
have
do you want to
wait for-
lose? I mean,
if I get 10 off, I'm good. So it's not a ton, but I have to make the right decisions too. Not
work out at
get the
Planet
Coke.
Fitness with me.
I do not want to do that.
You don't want to
No.
sweat together.
No, I can't lift it. My stupid shoulder, man. I couldn't even do a push-up
sure.
right now if I had.
You got to go to your physical therapy.
I have been.
Oh, do you have an appointment this week?
No, she's gone. She's I learned more about her. She's in Montana for a friend's wedding.
Wow.
So that'll be fun.
Rude.
Yeah, and so no, I'm my shoulder's still not doing great, but I'm still functioning. I put a roof on a thing the other day, but like
Right.
it hurts.
Are you a little bit nervous about kind of all the stuff that you guys are doing in Utah with your shoulder,
Yeah.
or is that not going to be?
Yeah. As long as I don't have to lift like a ton of weight, like I can move my arm around and I can do things, but if I have to lift anything above like chest high, it just gives way. So yeah, so I'll have to have Greg lift the bike out of the truck for me, which will look really bad.
Thanks, Greg.
And he's going to have
Thank
to
you.
carry you up.
Yeah, can you put me on the bike, please? Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, you got
Nope.
some birthdays?
Yes.
Thank you.
Aliyah, I'm gonna say a bunch of these probably wrong.
Okay.
Aliyah, Josiah, Kinsaya, sure. Mom and Dad want to wish Soraya,
Soraya, I would go with that. Yeah.
our sister and daughter, a happy birthday.
Oh me, oh Maya.
So they must just really like the Aya names. Soraya is an amazing part of our family. Even though she spends most time in her room, she brightens our lives with her cheeky humor and beyond real art skills.
If you have to use an even though statement, that's not always good.
Well, she's turning 15. That
Oh,
makes
I get
sense.
it.
Teenager
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
Yeah,
I miss
that's
it.
a tough one. We got a question from John and Elizabeth, and they want us to share our.
Is that the Clausens?
I don't know.
Oh.
They want us to share the most memorable camping adventure we've ever experienced.
Oh gosh,
Mm.
I can go. If you
Okay,
want.
go.
So whenever I was in college, the like men's group that I was a part of, they had like a men's camping retreat, and so we did that. And again, this is like I have like two stories. Like I did that, and I camped as a kid, so I've never really done the whole camping thing. I hate it. But the cool thing was that we grilled out before we all hung out and told stories and did the sing around the campfire thing, and we made donut burgers, which was really cool. Where you grill the donut on the little grate,
with
and then
the
you
glaze
put
and everything?
Put a burger in between it with the cheese. It's
actually good.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds
it's
terrible.
It's
delicious.
actually good. It's weird.
It is oddly good. So I recommend that to anybody who's healthy. So do that. And then I remember I didn't sleep that entire night because they put 3 of us in a tent and I had to sleep between 2 snoring dudes. and I snore too, but I'm a wimpy sleeper. And my phone or my iPod, I might have still had an iPod back at the time, died partway through the night. So I didn't have like music to drown them out. So I just remember laying there like dying in between them. So, and I had like an acorn in my back. So camping's not good.
In your what?
In my back?
Oh,
Like
it
an
was
acorn
weird.
rolled into.
The way you said it
Like under
sounded
the
like
tent.
it sounded like you said I have an acorn in my backside. Is what it sounded like. I'm like, well, no wonder you didn't have fun. Rock, have you camped much?
Yeah, I did as a kid, but I would say my favorite to me was when my parents were in between getting moving, and so they had sold their house and they needed 3 months to stay somewhere until
You
their
guys took to
their
the
new one.
woods.
You guys just
So what they
camp for
did
3
was
months?
my dad had one of those homes on wheels camper, and they took it to a camping site. Campground, and they paid to stay there for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And they lived in that thing.
Oh wow!
And my mom was still working. My dad was not. He was retired by then, but my mom was still working, and she had to dress up for work.
Yeah.
Like she had to look nice for work. But she had this whole system like out where she like had her wardrobe that she needed, and they had rented like a one of the, like a storage unit.
Yeah.
So she would go there, pick out what she wanted
Oh,
for the
no
week.
way.
She would have it ironed and ready and lay it out in the trunk so that it wouldn't get wrinkled or whatever. Like she
my
had a
God.
system.
This is insane.
And they had a little TV in there. They would eat out because they didn't really have a kitchen. But they could do popcorn if they wanted to, like anything microwavable.
Survivable
But they had their
food.
own little bathroom. They had to use the laundromat on the campus.
You're saying they like what? Where were you at this?
I didn't live with them. Like I was had my own place at the time. But
Oh, this
I
was
had so much
okay.
fun visiting them.
Yeah.
When they lived there, it was so much fun because I'd go and visit all the time and I'd be like, this is so exhausted.
Did they
Until
enjoy
you
it?
live
Like,
like that.
were they having? Because you're like, oh, this is great, but like, I could see it getting
they
old.
said they'd do it again. Like they were fine with it. And I told my dad, I said, you really lucked out finding a woman that's
Yeah.
willing to do that,
Yeah.
because I don't know many wives that would be like.
Would they like do the
Sure.
tiny home thing someday? Like where you just
I
get a
think
little
they could.
piece of land and
Yeah, I
put a
think they
little.
could, but they're
four
good to
walls
go
up?
on their house that they have now, and so
Yeah.
Good.
they better stay there.
Wow.
Fascinating.
I enjoyed one time camping, watching my friend get blamed by his wife for his daughter getting stung in the face by a bee. You're in the woods, and she got stung
Stuff's
in the
gonna
lip,
happen.
and her face blew up. We thought we were gonna have to take her to the hospital.
Is she allergic?
Yeah, and he got read the riot act for not watching her close up. He's like, "We're in the woods. It was a bee. Like, what am I supposed to do? Shoot the bee off of her face? And it was like,
Hey, B, please
they're-
don't.
Yeah, they're no longer together. But
goodness.
it might have started there. I don't know.
Did they use she's like an EpiPen or waited it out?
They had a pin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was bad. I was like,
How old were you?
Oh, I was an adult.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you and Marty,
Oh yeah. We
and
were
y'all
all
were with this
camping.
other couple.
Yeah, there
Did
was
you
like
have
four
Haley
of
at the
us.
time, or-
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Haley was with her, with the girl when she got stung. I grew up camping, and so I remember one time we were in a pop-up camper, and there was somebody that was I guess coming in late to the campground. They were setting up their campsite. We were already asleep or whatever, but it was the weirdest way the shadows were. It made it seem like someone was in our camper, and I had heard a noise. And I'm a kid, and I am just petrified. I cannot move. I am just frozen with fear that someone is in our camper right now. I can't yell anything. I can't say anything. I'm just frozen with fear. And I did what every good kid would do. I
Piddled.
just till I fell asleep. I
Let the fear just take you.
I let the fear knock me out.
I did that one time. I was at like a sleepover. I was probably like 5th grade. We watched this like terrifying like movie about a Yeti eating people, and where I slept in the living room had like a peek out into like the the neighborhood. So like through, and they didn't have blinds on it. It was just open, and it was winter and it was snowing, and I was like looked out that whole window that whole night, being like, that thing's gonna come right through that door.
My word.
And I'm gonna get eaten by the Yeti.
I remember one time going camping with my dad and my grandpa, and my grandpa took a rope and took it all around the camping site,
Perimeter,
because he said that snakes can't go
climb over a rope.
Can't climb over
There's
a rope.
no way that's true.
There's no way that's true. He was doing that just to make you guys feel better.
Scared me.
It'd be
to
better.
death.
Yeah.
Better story if he was pouring salt all around the
Yeah.
camping. I gotta
Said
keep the demons out.
Says a snake can't climb over a rope, so it would keep the snakes away.
Yeah,
sounds
okay.
like-
That was just to make you feel better. It's like snakes climb trees. Like,
Oh, that's right. They do.
yeah. It's
That
not
was a
not a big
story.
hurdle for a snake to get over a rope.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
He
But
didn't know
again,
much, I
now,
guess.
if he had like put books out there, like but then you're from Arkansas, they didn't have any books.
We had the phone book.
Yeah, snakes can't get over a book. That learning stuff, we just pack them up here. We stack them. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for our Aftercast. As always, thanks for being a potty.